G'day guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel, Nintendo Down Under. I'm going to do today what people have been asking me to do for a while. I've had people ask, what's your favourite Nintendo games? What are your favourite Nintendo 64 games? So today, I'm going to do my top 10 Nintendo 64 games. Now, before I get started, this list, I'm not going to script it. I'm not going to talk about, this game was made in 1997. It sold 3 million copies. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to speak from the heart. I'm going to pick 10 games that I played as a kid that I've kept going back to over the years, and I've kept playing, replay value, things that mean a lot to me. So I'm not going to go and put Ocarina of Time #1. I'm sorry for all those people out there that love Zelda Ocarina of Time, that's your favourite game. I'm not going to do everyone's the most popular top 10 games. I'm going to do my favourite top 10 games from the heart, replay value. Let's do it. So straight off the bat, number 10, GoldenEye 007. There's not much I can say about this game that hasn't been said already. It's fantastic. The multiplayer back in the day with friends was fantastic. The missions, the music, all the different cheats you could do. You could play this game for hours. It hasn't held up as well as some other games these days, but that's okay because it's still very nostalgic for me. I still replay it, go back from mission 1, do all the missions, and play it over and over again. I have had friends around before and we have played this, and look, it's not as fun as it used to be in terms of multiplayer split screen. You know, on the new TVs it can be very stretched, give you actually a bit of headaches, and the controls don't feel as smooth as they used to. But back when we were kids, what a game. So yes, number 10, straight off the bat, GoldenEye. And number 9, Diddy Kong Racing. This game, as a kid, was extremely challenging. The story mode was actually quite hard, but the story mode was massive. All the tracks you had to do, boss battles, replay the tracks and collect coins and come first, opening secret areas, defeating Wizpig twice when you think you've already finished the game. There's a whole nother world you got to do. It was fantastic. Playing with friends was great. The battle modes in these games were really awesome. And what I loved about the battle modes in this game is if you didn't have friends around, you could play against bots. Something you couldn't do in Mario Kart 64. You know, this was a great competitor for Mario Kart 64. That game's fantastic, don't get me wrong, I love it. But this offered something different. It wasn't exactly trying to copy Mario Kart 64, it was trying to go a different way. So over the years, I've kept replaying this game. Recently, I actually started this game again, tried to complete it. I got about 3/4 of the way through, had a bit of trouble with some of the coin tracks, so I put it down, but you know what, I'll pick it back up and go again. That's why this makes my list at number 9, Diddy Kong Racing. Number 8, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I can't speak any higher of this game. Getting that X-Wing for the first time as a kid when I was a massive, I am a massive Star Wars fan, was huge. Battling the Empire, fighting TIE fighters. I remember seeing my first ever walker in the game, and I had to take it down, and as a kid that scared me. I was like, oh my god, this walker's gonna get me, and you had to twirl around and get its legs and kill like the movie. That was so cool. As a kid I was like so nervous doing it. As an adult it's no big deal obviously, but wow, what a game. For the first time getting an X-Wing, flying around. As you go, the missions get harder and harder. There's so much replay value there. You know, it's only a one-player game. I'd love to, well you can now, but at the time as a kid I was like, oh, I got my friend around, let's both get an X-Wing and do fight the Empire. You couldn't do that at the time, but I replayed this game not too long ago, and it was so much fun. It's held up well, the controls, the feel of it, the missions, yeah, what a game. Number 8, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And number 7, why are you putting this in your list? People say, I'll tell you why. James Bond, The World Is Not Enough. This game, do you know why it was better than GoldenEye? And I'm gonna say it, everyone's probably gonna hate it, but the multiplayer was better. Do you know why it was better? Because you had bots to play against. I played this game so much on my own against the bots. You could do Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, all sorts of different modes you couldn't quite do in GoldenEye 007. I really enjoyed the single player mode in this, but the weapon choices, this game to me was just so much better. If you purchase this game, you own this game, you might know exactly what I'm talking about. I've had friends around and we teamed up against bots. You can make them harder. Like I said just before, this is like Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing, you could race against bots. In James Bond, The World's Not Enough, you could play against bots. and that's why this makes my list. I've played this over and over and over again, and it is fantastic. If you've never played this before, never owned it, go out there and get it, borrow it. It is really, really good. Number 6, FZero X. This game, wow, so good. I'm saying wow, so good to pretty much every game I'm getting because it's true. My top 10 list is so, I love it, I love it. This game was just mind-blowing. It was so fast. I'm not a heavy metal music fan, but heavy metal music suited this game so well. Going from racing against only and picking 4 vehicles in F-Zero on the Super Nintendo to having 30 races, picking all 30, custom tracks, the X Cup, the tracks always randomizes. For a Nintendo 64 game, wow, it felt so fast paced. The background graphics of this game did get a hit, so the vehicles I should say, could move better with the frame rate. But it's about time Nintendo launches this franchise. We need a new F-Zero game on the Nintendo Switch in the near future. It's starting to be spoken about. It's time Nintendo start listening to its fans. Not here to talk about that though, I'm here to talk about how good this game is. I still to this day, I'm actually playing this game right now, trying to finish it again with a different character. It is absolutely awesome. Highly recommend it if you've never played it before. Number 6, F-Zero X. We're getting to the nitty gritty now, halfway through. Number 5, Destruction Derby 64. Now, anybody, and I mean anybody, can pick this game up and play it. It is that easy. Obviously, there's some levels where you gotta follow tracks, but there's some levels where the objective is literally just drive around in circles, smash into things, bump into things. Anybody can play it. My nana, when I was a kid, never played a gaming console in her life, picked up the controller and played this game and loved it because she could drive wherever she wanted to and just smash into things and get points and win the game and blow stuff up. This game was awesome. Please try and change my mind saying the PlayStation version is better, because that will never happen, because this version is so much better than the PS1 version of this game. But absolutely, if you've never played this before, I'm preaching my games, but you've got to. It's so much fun. Getting big hits, massive points, blowing stuff up. Destruction Derby 64, great game. Number 4, very orthodox, but if you have never ever played Operation Winback, then you, my friend, are missing out. Please go find it, go get it. Operation Winback, this game is fantastic. Where do I start? The story mode in this game is massive. It really is massive. You got to fight all these terrorists, different bosses. It actually brings in a laser sight. The first ever game to bring a laser sight on a gun into a game, which changed everything, and which games actually go back, I think like Metal Gear Solid, go back and reference this game, the way they did it for their games today. It was an absolute game changer at the time. The faster you do the game, the better ending you're gonna have too. So there's about 3 different endings to this game. It's a long game, but if you can finish it and then go back and start it again and finish it quicker, you'll get an even better ending. And if you go back and start it again, you'll get even better ending. It's awesome. Laser sights, different endings, a massive game. I've finished this game many times to get different endings. I'm pretty sure I've got them all now. But the game goes so long that you just miss little things that you could have done the first time, and I highly, highly recommend it. Operation Winback, go out there and get it. Again, I'm preaching my games because I love them and because I've played them heaps, and I know that if people give them a go, they'll feel exactly the way I feel. And number 3, a game everybody loves, is Mario Party 2. Mario Party 2 just improved on everything that Mario Party 1 had to offer. I remember playing Mario Party 1 for the first time as a kid, and it was just something different you've never done before. Playing a board game, mini games in between everyone's turns. It was so unique, so different, and Mario Party 2 just polished it up. Got rid of those nasty mini games where you got blisters on your hands from rotating the joystick too much, and improved on classic mini games like bumper balls and bombs away, games like that. The maps are awesome, introduced items. It was such a fun game. You plug this in, you get 3 friends, and away you go. If you don't have 3 friends, you play against the computer in a party mode. It definitely has replay value. You can still play it today, and it's really awesome. Obviously, it's not quite as advanced as the new Mario Party games, but a lot of the new Mario Party games get criticized because they can just never get back to that classic feel like number 1 and 2 and maybe 3. but I'm sure everyone out there, if you own a Nintendo 64, you know what Nintendo is, then you've played this game, we own this game, so I don't need to say too much more about how awesome it really is. And at number 2, I'm sure on everyone's top 10 list, Mario Kart 64. Again, where do I begin with this? This was the introduction of the blue shell, 3D, 3 red shells, 3 green shells, a trail of bananas, awesome classic tracks that still get used in today's games. It's just an absolute awesome game. You used to get friends around, do the battle mode, all sorts of different little things you could do with the game in terms of time trial, even drinking games that me and my friends play, which I'll do a story on video on one day. But this game is awesome. It's almost my number 1. The reason I almost put it my number 1 and it's at my number 2 because I keep playing this game. I've had this game for 20 something years and I keep playing it and playing it and playing it. Other friends come around, we play it. It just doesn't get old for me. Nostalgic, replay value, Mario Kart 64. What an absolute classic game. And before we get to number 1, big shout out to these games that didn't make my list, which I still love them, but just couldn't fit them in my top 10. Mario Golf, Banjo Kazooie, Mario Party 1, Donkey Kong 64, Super Smash Bros, Mario Tennis, Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time. And number 1, I'm sure you've figured it out. If you haven't, you probably already know it, but Banjo bloody Kazooie. The jiggies, the notes, the jinjos, the witch, the rhymes, the rhythms, the music, the adventure, the quizzes, the puzzles. Banjo Kazooie had it all. I remember when I purchased, well, my dad purchased my first ever Nintendo 64 for me as a kid. I went to the store really excited. I wanted Mario Kart 64. The man in the game store said, we've just got this new game in. I highly recommend you get that for your son instead. I was like, no, I don't want that crap. That looks stupid, it looks crap. Went home, plugged it in. The rest is history. My favorite game, my favorite duo. I don't care if Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, Netflix, Stan, whoever produces a new Banjo game, I will purchase that so I can play these two again. It makes me sad that there's no more Banjo games at the moment to play. Yes, you can play them in Smash and a few things like that, but please, someone give me a new Banjo Kazooie game. Bring back the witch, bring back the jiggies, the notes, the jinjos, whatever. This game, my absolute number 1. So that's my top 10 favorite Nintendo 64 games. I'm sure everyone watching this video would completely disagree, but that's okay. The great thing about having a YouTube channel and having subscribers is I get to talk about some games that I really love, that have meant a lot to me, that maybe aren't other people's favorite games, and maybe some people might think, well, hey, I might give it a go. But you know what? I really want to hear everyone else's top 10 favorite games. Please, in the comments below, give me some of your favorite games. What's some games that mean a lot to you, or maybe some games that you love that aren't as popular as others. I love reading everyone's feedback. If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to like us on Facebook, Nintendo Down Under. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Nintendo Down Under. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and take care.